Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 50 question mark of the Bro Football Focus. I'm Hunter. With me, as always, is Jake. And a newly, freshly shaven Austin.
Howdy.
Because it's hot in Texas.
It sure is.
This was Austin's high school haircut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Back in the day, people said that Austin looked like Andy Milonakis because he was fat. But he's not
Well, I
anymore.
mean,
What's that have to do?
That was pre his short haircut phase in high school.
Yeah, that was when
once
I had
football came. Then
I had hair down below my eyebrows.
yeah,
he
I'm
had
talking
cheese
about
on
like
his
sixth
head.
grade Austin.
Yeah.
But either way, so we'll get right into it. First thing we're going to talk about today, we got a lot of rookies coming into the NFL, and they all had their preseason debuts. So I guess we're going to rank them. I'm sure we all have different ranks, so I don't know how we're going to. Do we want to start with the worst first and make our way to the top?
Sure. Do you want to
Okay.
bounce off of each other, or do you want to just run down our whole list in one sitting?
I think we should. I think there's definitely a top pack and low pack, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there's 5 of them. So if we want to start out at 5, I think, and if anybody disagrees, obviously jump in, but I think the worst performance, if you look at the whole tape, not just the highlights, was Trey Lance.
Really?
Yes. Trey Lance has one 80-yard bomb where the guy is wide open, and everything else, he's literally throwing passes into the dirt.
I mean, you can make that argument.
5 for 14.
Yeah. So that's not good. That's bad.
Yeah, it's not great, especially compared.
So does
This wasn't
anybody
a
have a
quarterback-heavy
problem with
draft.
Trey Lance being 5?
I would personally, for my 5, I think it was Trevor.
See, I have Trevor at 4 because although he played 2 drives. I think he had 10. I don't have the stats up right now, but I will say the passes he threw were better than Trey Lance's passes.
Yeah.
Trey Lance's best pass, I don't even think was as good as Trevor Lawrence's best pass. Because again, Trey Lance's dude wide open. Trevor Lawrence's best pass, he hits Marvin Jones, who was pretty tightly covered, but he put it in a spot where only Marvin Jones could get it.
Yeah. Well, just go through your list, Hunter. So you had
okay,
5.
So I have Trey at 5, Trevor at 4.
Mhm.
I have Mac at 3. I have Justin Fields at 2, and I have Zach Wilson at 1.
Interesting.
And for me, it's not necessarily on paper the numbers from the game or QBR. I have Zach Wilson at 1 because he's making a ton of off-platform throws. He's got zip on the ball. Some of his guys were covered. Justin Fields was great. He was running around and stuff. But again, his big highlight plays, the guys were pretty much wide open.
Yeah.
And he was playing twos the whole game. And Mac, I think, from what I saw, I think he did okay. I didn't see anything spectacular in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and especially you were saying with Zach Wilson having the zip on the ball, there was one of the highlight passes I saw. It was on a fucking rope. It was tight spiral, and I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking good. Especially because when you saw Trey Lance, he did have some wobbly balls.
Yeah.
Oh, wobbly balls.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So, I mean, do you guys, because Austin, I assume your number 1 was not Zach Wilson.
No. So I'll just run through my list. Yeah. So I had Trevor at 5. Just nothing Trevor did really impress me. I think he was accurate, but they were I think he threw 3 curl routes, to Marvin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't look.
There was one comeback to Marvin Jones that it was pretty impressive. And the last throw to Marvin Jones was impressive.
As far as that, he looked like he had good timing on his curl routes and his comebacks and stuff, but he didn't really pop out athletically.
Watch the last throw, dude.
I watched it. And
I
then
think a lot of the Trevor issues were he immediately faced pressure a lot.
Yeah. I would say my number 4, I would put Trey Lance, but I do think like when he looked good, he looked good. I think he'll be Josh Allen type where you give him like 2 or 3 years to develop. He'll be good if they build around him. But like that bomb was pretty nice. That was a pretty accurate bomb. But the guy was wide open, like you're saying. Then for number 3, I'd put Mac Jones because Mac Jones was just like he just looked like a Patriots quarterback, just
Yeah,
pocket
exactly.
presence.
Just a white dude.
The running back's wide open, check down, like just crisscross routes, like short intermediate throws. He looks like he's gonna fit in real well there. And so for my number 2, I'd put Zach Wilson because, like you guys were saying, his zip on the ball and his nice tight spiral was looking good. But he only threw 9 passes, so it's kind of hard to put him up higher than those other guys. But 6, so he went 6 for 9, and he hit 5 different receivers. So he's spreading it around.
Yeah, that's impressive.
He looks like he's pretty like decently mobile, and he's got a nice arm. So I'd like to see some more of Zach Wilson, but I'd say for the debut, I'd put him at 2. And then number 1, I'm going to put Justin Fields because he was 14 for 20, 142 yards, a touchdown, no picks, and 5 rushing attempts, 33 yards and a touchdown. So he was like dual threat. Like he looks like he could be a superstar in the NFL if he like pans out.
But again, with Justin Fields, like I just think like the one highlight touchdown, the dude is literally like wide open. There's not a dude.
Well, what do you want him to do? You want him to pass up the wide open guy and throw a rope into somebody?
That's not what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is like, I don't think that performance is conducive of a real NFL game against a number 1, like the starter defense, I guess. Because I don't think Jimmy Graham is going to be that wide open right there.
I mean, you never know.
True.
People get open. You got to find the open guy. It's a good thing he found the open guy. You don't want to see the highlight where there's a guy wide open.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying if we're comparing. But
I'm not even saying like the passing blew my mind, but like his ability to run, like he looks like he'll be really dangerous in the NFL.
We all knew he was a hot dogger.
Yeah. I mean, he's a hot dogger and he's a stud, and he got passed up by a lot of people.
So what do we think about this? I think Jake and I had pretty similar lists.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of convinced me on Justin Fields. I didn't realize he played that much. I'd be willing to switch my Zach and Justin if you'd be willing to switch your Trevor and Trey.
Trevor and Trey.
See, that's my list.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
But Trevor threw 6 completions, got sacked twice, fumbled on one of those sacks.
Yeah, but he recovered it and the sacks weren't his fault.
See, that's when it came to mine, it seemed from what I saw from the Jags game, it seemed like like Trevor was getting more pressure than Trey Lance. So, and maybe that's just because they're third string lineman or whatever, second string lineman.
Yeah.
So I put Trevor above Trey Lance.
I will switch him because I've been watching the little YouTube highlights, and you see Trey Lance's line is blocking the shit out of those people.
That's what I'm saying. Like there are
Trevor's getting like immediate pressure.
There are passes Trey Lance through where you're like, ugh.
And Trey Lance, he completed 5 passes on 14 attempts, and one of those was the 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
so, and to me, that just shows inconsistency, and that's the most important thing.
And
like 2 big fuck ups, like really don't make up for, or 2 big plays might not make up for 2 big fuck ups.
A little insight about also maybe why Trevor didn't look too impressive. Jags coaching staff has come out and said that we are not going to see the real offense in the preseason. This is like a standard.
This is smoke and mirrors.
This is a standard.
Well, I fucking hope so. Because
if their
line isn't better than what they've been playing, like that's alarming. You might not want to put Trevor until you get some hosts.
I think the second preseason game against the Saints, there's going to be the whole interior basically is going to be backup, so that's going to be interesting. But we'll get to that in a new segment we got working.
I just hope he doesn't get hurt.
All right, so one, I think we are in agreement. It's Justin.
Yeah.
2, we're going with Zach.
The Zach Meister, the Mormon. We got to come up with some kind of Mormon nickname for him.
Yeah, we'll think of it.
The Stormin' Mormon.
Oh, maybe.
No, I hope he gets corrupted by the devil.
I mean,
If the
he
devil
might
comes
sell-
to him in a sweat dream and he says, Zach Wilson, sell me your soul.
for a
It
super.
is pure. It is very valuable.
All right, so BFF's rookie quarterback debut rating. Number 5, Trey Lance. Number 4, Trevor Lawrence. Number 3, Mac Jones. Number 2, Zach Wilson. Number 1, Justin Fields.
Yeah, that sounds
And
good.
this is all from just the first game. At this point in time, Mac Jones has played a second game where, again, against the backups, but he did look good.
Hunter, he looked fucking really good in that
Yeah,
game.
he looked good. Bears fans
And-
should be excited.
Preseason doesn't matter.
When the pocket breaks down and he's like scrambling, it looks so funny because you can tell he's not athletic, but he's got so much heart and he's getting away from those guys. He dinks it off.
Did you guys, was it sent in the group about what Andy Dalton said? Or was that just
Oh, where
something I
he's
saw?
like, it's my time.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Justin's going to have a great career. But right now, it's my time to shine.
Well,
It's like-
Andy Dalton said that?
yeah.
But
Because everyone's like, oh my God, Justin Fields is doing so good. And he's like, hey, trust me. He's
Settle
gonna do
down,
just
fellas.
fine.
The Red
gonna do
Rifle's
fine.
still in town.
the
Right
beige
now,
water
I'm
pistol.
here.
Um,
I mean, hey, I hope everybody does good. So it's
Yeah.
like,
what do you want Andy Dalton to say? Like, oh,
Nothing.
Justin Fields is going to take my job.
Look at him.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
6'3". He's jacked.
but
He
like-
runs a 4.3. Oh, man. But did you
I mean,
guys
it's just funny to see that.
you guys see this snipe of Belichick?
Yeah,
I love it.
he's
hitting the iron?
He's lifting what, like 60 pounds there or something? 90
Yeah,
pounds?
Well-
It's probably a 15-pound bar. Maybe a 45-pound.
Well,
It's like a
he's
long enough bar.
keep in mind he's 69 years old.
Yeah,
He-
but he's also in an NFL type life.
NFL type life.
Listen, I think he's on a mission this year and he's getting in the best shape of his life and he's coming for Tom Brady's throat, dude. Did you see how he kicked the shit out of the Eagles in the preseason?
Yeah. Did the Eagles end up ever scoring? I didn't finish the
No,
game.
it was 35-0.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I have
That was
never
big.
seen such a, like, every once in a while, like last year when Belichick beat the shit out of the Rams, I think. One of those games he beat the shit out of somebody. But, or maybe it was the Chargers he beat the shit out of. You'll see like a discrepancy where his team is just so well coached and they just execute on everything. And it's like once they start piling it on and they get the momentum, it's crazy. But I think like they were looking well coached. They looked deep. Like their whole team was good. Their backups were good.
What was wrong with Jalen Hurts? He had diarrhea or something?
Yeah, Nick Sirianni, I watched the post-game interview. He said, yeah, he had an upset stomach. He went to the hospital and the people were like, well, did he leave from the hospital and come back to the game or did he go home? He's like, he's like, I don't know that. I don't know that answer.
Mark Andrews went to the hospital because he's dehydrated.
No,
Yeah.
but they give him an IV. They should
I
have a
hate
little
that.
hospital
They,
in
they
the
should have
stadium.
some liquid IV is what they need.
Yeah.
Double the hydration out there. Honestly,
That-
looking at this graphic, this Bill Belichick graphic,
Yeah,
it looks like it's fucking Madden.
it does kind of like a little side view.
Yeah,
Does
it's
he have
like,
like a headband on, or no? That's a visor.
it's a visor. Yeah, they both
Yeah.
got the sick visors going.
But
I think,
it just goes to show like Belichick, this is his 47th season in the NFL, and Nick Sirianni is only 40 years old as the head coach.
now
That's
is
crazy.
he repping Michigan shorts? Is that like a Tom Brady thing going on?
Now, people have been saying that might be the golden M of Michigan.
Yeah.
I do think I'm telling you, I think he's probably got like a shrine built to Tom Brady, and he's trying to burn him down. He wants to meet him in the Super Bowl this year and cuck him.
Yeah, I could see it. Or maybe he's putting the
That'd be so
work
sick.
in case like Donta Hightower opts out again or something, so he can hop in.
So he could get in there. Holy
He
shit.
gets in there.
Imagine this.
Well, like you said,
Imagine
he's in a football life.
we have a Patriots Titans playoff game of some sort, and for some reason, Bill Belichick has to step in and play, and Mike Vrabel has.
Mike
to step
Vrabel's
in
like,
and
well,
play.
if he's going in, I'm strapping it up. Belichick
Mike
coached
Vrabel
Vrabel.
probably
He knows
could.
all his weaknesses.
Make a few plays in the current league.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if Bill could. I don't know if Bill could.
You don't think Bill's 99 awareness gets him in the right position
True.
to make a play?
He's just already. He doesn't even have to get hit. He's
Well,
just
he would
in
probably-
the right spot.
He'd be out there at middle linebacker just telling you what the opposite play is
real.
going to be. He's going to be like, it's a screen going to this side. He's going to play action it over
And he
here.
just stands still, just like,
Yeah.
oh.
The ball just comes right to him. I'm telling you, he's got next level awareness.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
good old Billy B. But do we
I will
want
say
to
before we get out of the preseason stuff, seeing preseason injuries really just hurts more than like in the season, because it's
Yeah.
like these guys are trying to fucking make the team. It's like
Yeah.
you might as well just get up and just go home,
They
Well,
just
like,
spent a whole
you're gonna get
summer
cut.
working out, getting in the best
Yeah.
shape of their life. Oh,
and then you
snap the
fucking.
ACL.
You see
So-
that dude's arm snap? That
no,
lineman?
No, whose arm snap?
Oh fuck! I can't remember.
you
what
can
team
come
it
back
was.
from an arm snap pretty quick.
Well, so like, I think it's like a D lineman goes up, running back. I have to kind of back his camera up. He like goes to reach out for the running back like this,
Yeah, arm
and
tap.
then another lineman or a linebacker comes and fills through and like
Ooh.
pushes it the opposite way.
Well,
yeah,
if that's the case, your stiff arm wasn't strong enough. Like that's his fault.
because he's like, oh, I'm attacking. Oh god,
Oh,
I
man.
hate that shit.
But Casey texted me the other day. He told me that Carl Nassib was out for the year because he tore his ACL or something. Casey's like, yeah, I was super excited. I thought the Jets were going to be really good this year with Carl Nassib. And I was like,
Now that one guy is gone, we're
Yeah.
fucked. We are
Season's
fucked.
over.
wait, am I thinking of the right person?
I definitely know it's
No.
Nassib.
Carl Nassib's the gay dude.
Yeah.
On the Raiders.
And there's nothing wrong with
Um,
being gay.
no, absolutely not. I was just identifying who he was.
Let's see, Nassib. There's I know who you're talking about though. That defensive lineman.
Yeah, he's African American. He was just signed.
Let's see. Carl Lawson.
Yes. I knew it was a Carl. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, I was so excited. And I'm like, Casey, I don't know if one dude was going to make the Jets good, but
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, as a Bills fan, I've been really shitting my pants about Carl Lawson all season, just thinking about him screaming off the edge.
you don't really have to
Psych.
worry about the
No,
Jets.
I haven't thought about Carl Lawson one time, Hunter. I'm worried about Matt Judon on the Patriots.
Oh, the Jets stink.
Yeah, they stink. No one cares
All
about
right.
it.
Well, I guess we're introducing a new segment. Jake, I hope you have a cool graphic and soundbite for this brewing up.
Can we get
But-
like a
No.
Didn't break his shit. He tore and dislocated his left elbow.
Yeah, you can be
Uh,
back from that real
Bill
quick.
Gilmore.
You get him in one of those club things, and he's good.
oh the dude from the Cowboys?
Oh, avoided any tears
Oh, there
in
you
his
go.
dislocated left elbow. So it must have
Yeah,
just like
he's-
came out a weird way.
He's fine.
Yeah, pop that sucker in, wear a JJ Watt brace for the rest of your life.
Well, that makes me feel better. But still,
all
like,
right.
when people fuck this shit up, it doesn't feel bad. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
that you're
So,
not.
new segment time. This is the Jaggin Corner with Hunter. Yeah, so Jake, you can play with that however you want, I guess. But I guess in this segment we'll just talk about like some Jags news.
Yeah.
I think they're a fun team with Urban coming in. There's a lot of stuff going on. Sadly, Tebow was cut, but that's not the story. So this first thing we got here, it's a video from Twitter where James Robinson is pointing out the blitz to Trevor. So I think ETN is probably going to have a lot of waiting to do. I think they're going to play him in the receiving game a lot, but I think James Robinson is going to see a lot of time because you want the guy who's going to protect the franchise in there.
Yeah.
And James Robinson was really good last year. So
pass blocking is super important. And then also who's getting the touches on the goal line, Hunter? If it's 1 yard to go.
Well, here's the thing. You could have James Robinson and Laviska in the backfield. You got Travis in the slot. Like it could get crazy.
You could run a jet sweep with Travis coming in real quick. And you got James Robinson in the back. Oh, hand it to Travis real quick.
It's going to be wild. The one thing I will say about this preseason game, though, I know that's not the offense. I saw like a lot of like bubble screens and passes behind the line, and I don't want that at all. I don't want like college-y type stuff going on, but yeah, we'll see. So next up, we got Jihad Ward in his first press conference in training camp. I don't know that Jihad Ward is necessarily a good player. I know that he's a 69 overall in Madden, which isn't very good. But I think he's there because he's like 6'3", like 269 pounds or something like that. So he can really set the edge.
He looks like a hoss.
Yeah. But he calls Trevor Lawrence white Jesus. And he said by the end of the season, he definitely is going to need to see Trevor in cornrows.
What if cornrow Trevor comes in for like the playoffs, takes them all the way?
I remember
if he's just like unreal, like the prodigy
running, hurdling people.
Like when the Jets beat the Rams and it was locked that the Jags would have the one and be able to get Trevor. Somebody tweeted out this picture of like Trevor Lawrence now that he's in Florida or whatever, and it was him with cornrows and like face tattoos and stuff, and it was really funny. But we got that going on. And then Tim Tebow.
This is actually Tebow Mania, our segment that we made a couple weeks ago, and we only had one time before he got cut.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So
this
is
the
last edition of Tebow Mania.
We'd like to formally announce that we're ending Tebow Mania. Unless he comes back, he might get signed.
I think this tweet kind of signifies he's done. He says he's grateful for the chance to have pursued a dream. So
he doesn't really say he's hanging it up in here, though, Hunter. I think
it kind of seems like he's hanging it up.
Okay. Yeah, he might be out. I like how he tweeted it from his iPhone too, by the way.
Yeah.
He probably got the news, just like, oh, let me just draft this up.
Well, Urban said he took it really well, understood that he's 34 years old. He probably just needs to get like an analyst job there somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good luck to Tim. Good guy.
Didn't take anyone's spot. So that's good.
Yeah. So, I guess we're into the Twitterverse now, right?
I'm not sure. No, Twitterverse is further down.
I know, but all this stuff is...
Yeah, technically.
We're in the Twitterverse.
So we got some big news coming out of Alabama. Our boy GaQuincy Kool-Aid McKinstry just signed a deal with Kool-Aid.
And
so
that is it might be JaQuincy. It's definitely not DaQuincy. I'll tell you that.
Okay, JaQuincy.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. Could be Ja. I just wanted to put that out there.
Now, I would like to see the coldest to ever do it, Crawford, get like a deal with Michelob Ultra or something,
or
where it's
Icy
just,
Hot,
or like
Bentane Ice,
like maybe Coors Light because it's the coldest, like Rocky Mountains.
Yeah,
something like that.
What are other cold things?
I don't know.
Maybe some Otter Pops.
Yeah, Otter Pops.
Icebreakers Liquid Ice.
Oh, take 5 gum.
Yeah,
Listerine.
Yeah, Listerine. But I can't
I'm
wait to see
to ever do a Crawford. And if you chew 5 gum, you feel like me.
I can't wait to see those guys square up against each other next year in the college football realm.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Is the coldest a wide receiver?
The coldest is a wide receiver for LSU. So it's going to be LSU Bama. You're going to have JaQuincy Kool-Aid McKinstry going up against the coldest to ever do it, Crawford. Outside on the numbers, they're going to be intercepting, catching touchdowns.
And
running it back.
another thing to note, on the official Alabama roster, he is just listed as Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, that boy's been known as Kool-Aid his whole life, Hunter. Yeah, that's something you just put right on the roster sheet.
yeah, it's like when you're in college and the teacher wants you to write down if you're known by any nicknames that you would prefer instead of your real name.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think now that he's sponsored by Kool-Aid, instead of having Gatorade on the sidelines, they'll have Kool-Aid?
Oh my god,
That'd be
he's just
cool.
throwing up.
But I sure hope that whenever he gets an interception, he's contractually obligated to say, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. They have like a brick wall set up on the end zone. He runs through it. Oh, yeah.
Maybe this is Kool-Aid's attempt to break into the sports drink market.
Maybe.
It is so bad for you.
Well,
No,
Hunter,
but they'll
maybe,
like the packets will come with electrolytes now.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
All
they give you, instead of
Gatorade is,
sugar, they give you a big bag of aspartame and they put it.
yeah. All Kool-Aid or all Gatorade is Kool-Aid with salt in it, pretty much.
I guess.
Salty
There's
Kool-Aid.
a lot of sugar. Let's check this. I'll run the stats. You guys can.
All right. Yeah, you run the stats, Austin. You want to talk about Tom Brady?
Oh, this next segment is Who's That Motherfucker? So we're going to try to, every week, Tom Brady gives a little hint of who and who not is that motherfucker. And this week he said that it was, in fact, not Ryan Tannehill. So he is not worried about Ryan Tannehill.
Do we have a list of who it's not so we can narrow this down?
And I think we're going to have to, what was the other news that we had earlier this
I don't
year?
know. He definitely said it wasn't somebody.
Yeah. But I think we can narrow it down to about like 30 NFL quarterbacks. And I'm sure it's not like any young guys. Like it's probably not like, it's not Josh Allen or like Patrick Mahomes. So you can take those guys away. It's got to be Jimmy G, dude. It's got to be Jimmy G.
I don't know. It might be Jameis.
Or it might be like Phillip Rivers. What if it's Phillip Rivers from last year on the Colts?
Yeah, could be. Okay, so I wasn't thinking that it was somebody from last year. It could be Mitch Trubisky.
Ooh, it could be Mitch Trubisky.
That'd be my guess.
I feel like it's either Mitch Trubisky, Phillip Rivers, or fucking Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jake just found something out. What'd you just
No,
discover?
I just keep going. I'm so close. I'm cracking the Da Vinci Code here.
What?
Wait.
We're at the Jagging corner, dude.
Who else is the dude on who? Maybe Derek Carr? No. He said that was the news. He said it wasn't Derek Carr.
So okay, we need to get this in here.
Yeah,
That it's not Derek or
yes, it's not Derek or Ryan Tannehill. So it's not those ass cheek quarterbacks. Top 32 QBs. Let's look at a quick list of these guys. All right, it can't be like Dak Prescott.
no, definitely not.
It can't be Aaron Rodgers or Russell
No.
Wilson.
No.
Unless you knew about the Deshaun Watson news, it can't be Deshaun Watson.
I think it's Mitch Trubisky. It has to be. Like
Yeah.
he was probably because the Bears are a really good team besides Mitch Trubisky at that time.
What about Kirk Cousins?
It could be Kirk Cousins. I feel like Kirk Cousins is like a weird limbo guy though, where like you don't think he's good, but he's actually extremely accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very like
He's
he
just
can
not-
definitely put the nail in the coffin if you're not careful. Like
Kirk Cousins is like the absolute limit where he can get you to the playoffs, but that's it. Like he can't get you to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
His peak is like round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah. Playoff Kirk, he could come out. It's not Daniel Jones.
No, I don't think it's Mitch Trubisky.
It's got to be. There's literally like only like a few. Oh, did you see our boy Jameis is getting the start? Is it today? I think it's today.
Monday.
Jared Goff? It could be Jared Goff. I feel like Tom Brady would call, oh, you sticking with that motherfucker?
Yeah. Like I think you have to be stinky. Like Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl.
Or Drew Lock. I don't know if he would want to if he wanted to go to Denver though.
Denver's another team that's really good besides their quarterback.
Yeah, but I can't remember where he was contending to go to when he was.
I know Rodgers Denver was in the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
Oh, well,
would he have
so I'm
gone to an AFC team
surprised.
though?
I think he wanted NFC so he could beat Belichick in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so that leaves us
No, I don't
with
know.
Mitch Trubisky.
Well, Mitch Trubisky's now a solid backup on the Bills. Actually, he did kind of bad in our preseason game. And what's our other guy did pretty good. I forget what Davis Webb. He did much better than Mitch
Nice.
Trubisky.
All right, Jake, you got news for us?
Yeah, so it didn't play out like I wanted it to. I thought there was going to be more sugar in Gatorade than Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I knew
And-
Gatorade wasn't that bad.
Well, that's why I was shocked, but the serving sizes are different. In 8 ounces of Kool-Aid, there's 25 grams of sugar.
Okay.
In 20 ounces of Gatorade, there's 36 grams.
Oh wow! So
So
I'm sure per 8-ounce Kool-Aid
yeah,
is
per
doing the
ounce,
most.
if we're going per ounce, the Kool-Aid has more.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
your
why I was
body
just like,
needs.
oh my God, no way. Maybe I cracked open a secret that nobody ever did the math. That
Yeah.
Gatorade did have more sugar than Kool-Aid.
Your body needs that glycogen though to replenish the muscles.
Real
Yeah.
quick, in the
Some
Twitter,
raw cane sugar probably better for you.
is
Yeah.
it? I don't know.
I don't know.
But this fight, I don't want to talk about this one yet. Did you guys see the pictures from the Sterling Shepard Browns guy boxing match?
Yeah.
So I don't think that was a real fight.
What do you think that was?
Look at the pictures. Sterling Shepard is like smiling. I think they were like, "Oh, throw the Dukes up."
Is he smiling or is he like, ugh, like trying to dodge that?
All I
punch?
know, we saw videos from all the other Giants fights. There's no video of this. I think it was just like a photo op. All the pictures are fucking perfect. Like they're all like 4K HD. I think it was just a goof around. But
There is a lot of pictures of it. And the guys in the background aren't really doing anything
That's
to
what I'm
stop it.
you're telling me all the coaching staff and all the players are just like, yeah, those two just want to duke it out real quick.
Let those boys duke it out.
I think they were goofing around. I don't think it was real. Like this Antonio Brown fight, he is socking a dude in the face.
Yeah, that's clear cut evidence that was real.
Yeah, like that's a fight, you know, like there is chaos breaking out. You see a coach in the background like, hey, stop that.
Yeah.
Like, none of that in the Sterling Shepard pictures.
I do like the shot of Antonio Brown clocking that dude. Like that's a left hand. That's the hard one to land. And he's got it right on the chin.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown might have a future like boxing Logan Paul or something.
I wouldn't want to
I
see
could
that.
totally see that.
He's already got the CTE.
Yeah, why waste your CTE brain not fighting?
There's
know?
a picture in the Sterling Shepard thing where Sterling like perfectly is dodging a punch and like has a perfect, and he's like, so
They probably went on Twitter. They saw Antonio Brown blowing up. They're like, "Oh, you guys want to get on?
Yeah,
you guys wanna-"
exactly. I think that was a clout fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right. Yeah, I agree.
Sterling Shepard and Brown's guy.
I love this next picture.
The sauce. Yeah, Austin talked about the
Okay.
Josh Allen sauce.
Yeah, Josh Allen. You made it big when you have official sauces at Wegmans, and you can get barbecue, hot and mild.
So this
And-
is literally just Bill's sauce, not like Josh Allen on a Cattleman's bottle. This is Bill's
it's-
sauce.
It's straight up Josh Allen on there. It's Bill's Mafia sauce, Jake.
Wow.
I'd pour this stuff all over my body before games if I could.
Now,
you
you
probably
guys
can.
have-
No one's gonna stop you.
Do you guys have Wegmans around you?
No, but
Oh.
I'll see if I can buy this on eBay or something.
I mean,
think-
we have a Wegmans for the next
Yeah,
cast.
Hunter can be the
I'll go
supplier.
out, see if they have any.
Oh,
You should buy
I'll
them all.
Venmo you.
and
I hope it's
you know,
not just
scalp.
like New York Wegmans.
yeah. But I think the mild one should have a bunch of fans in the stadium making noise. You like that idea, Hunter?
Mm,
See,
The
I
hot
think-
one, he's in an empty stadium running in for a touchdown.
mm.
Yeah, that has to be level like intensity of plays.
Yeah.
So like
I'm
hot
just-
would be some like crazy like diving touchdown.
I'm
Mild
just-
would be him just like standing there like that, and then barbecue would be like something funny.
I'm just glad the theory is catching on, fellas, because I probably said this about a year ago now. And I was listening to The Herd yesterday, and they were doing a segment that they call like Tomorrow's Headlines Today or something. And they were talking about Josh Allen. And the dude was like, first 2 years, Josh Allen, 59% completion percentage. Second year, 79. Who's the real Josh Allen? We don't know. We don't know. So,
But here's
Well,
the
I think
thing.
you gotta show
People-
the dates, Hunter, and come out with
People
the news.
forget that Josh Allen's rookie year, our starting wide receiver was a 270-pound Kelvin Benjamin.
yeah, sure.
And we had no other wide receiver besides that guy, besides Zay Jones. And he was running through hotel rooms on acid, bloody, butt naked.
And he wasn't on acid. He was on
All right, he was on
Spice.
Spice. All right.
And
Stop giving acid a bad name.
didn't
Yeah,
you
sorry.
have the slot
Sorry,
guy, Cole
yes.
Beasley?
No, not that year. That year, that's why his rookie season was so bad. We literally just had one Popeye sandwich away from tight end Kelvin Benjamin. And
And can't even be a tight end now.
yeah, you can't even be a tight end. And we had spiced out Zay Jones. The next year we added Cole Beasley and John Brown, and his completion percentage went up. And then when we added Stephon Diggs, it went up even higher
Zay Jones is good on the Raiders.
in the preseason with Nathan Peterman throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, no, only time will tell with Josh Allen. You know, hopefully he's good and stuff. So
I think he's elite.
we'll see.
But,
yeah, joint practice between the Falcons and the Dolphins. Calvin Ridley is saucing up Xavier Howard, I guess.
Yeah. This Warren Sharp guy says Calvin Ridley made a $82.5 million cornerback just give up on a play. And as you can see, Calvin Ridley's got the sauce and the footwork.
I mean, you know, as Allen Iverson would say, we're talking about practice.
Yeah, we are talking about practice. There's no pass rush here. You know, there's no safety over the top.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not the game that they bleed for. It's practice.
And then did you guys see Landon Dickerson?
Yeah,
Who
he's pulling out the old Vince Wilfork.
now, and we've been a fan of Landon Dickerson since the preseason.
Yeah.
We knew he
Well,
was a
since the
certified
draft.
hoss. He's just walking around in these overalls, the side tits hanging out.
What team is he on?
I believe he's on the
Eagles?
Eagles. Let me see.
We'll have a good hoss.
It says from Philadelphia Eagles right below it.
Yeah, he's on the Eagles.
That's
And
good. They need O-line help.
I mean, if they get their whole O-line back healthy, it'll be a pretty solid.
Especially if
Brandon Brooks.
Jalen Hurts can get that diarrhea under control.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
He's like
get
in the
that-
locker room every game, like, I can't do it.
drink
He's
some
like, "Hold it
Pepto.
The butt punches don't work.
Another
Uh,
guy we were pretty high on in the draft.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sweating so much.
Another guy we were pretty high on, Asante Samuel Jr., looking good in practice, picking off Jimmy G.
Yeah, I wish the Bills would have taken him in the second round.
Yeah, they
He
have,
looks like a
you know,
Carlos Basham Jr.
Levi Wallace, right?
Levi's stinky, but he does just enough to maintain the starting job every year. He's like a guy that he'll get pass deflections, but he looks like he's out of position all the time. But he'll just catch up and like get it just in time.
Nice. But again, you know, this is just practice, and Jimmy he's a broken man. So
Yeah, I think if Jimmy G keeps throwing these picks like that, Trey Lance might be starting.
Trey Lance is tossing stuff in the dirt.
Yeah, I'd rather have it in the dirt than in Asante Samuel's hands, though.
True. Do we have a whoopsie? I can't think of one.
Whoopsie.
Everybody doing stuff bad or anything?
Mm,
Ooh, I got one. So Chiefs game. It was at the end of the game. Who'd they play?
last night.
Yeah,
Cardinals?
Oh man, they
Cardinals.
played.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Cardinals.
So Cardinals had no timeouts left. Chiefs were up by a touchdown. Running back, like there's like a minute something left on the clock. He runs out of bounds. He could have scored. The announcers were like, what happened? He could have totally gotten the end zone. He's hitting himself on the head right now. Look at him. He's kicking himself. But the announcers, the commentators didn't realize that Andy Reid was just trying to kill the game so they could get out of there. They didn't want to give him the ball back, kick it off again. Like they just wanted to run the clock out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whoopsie.
So yeah, whoopsie, those commentators, dummies,
Fucking ding dongs.
Ding dongs.
bunch of Jason Wittens up there.
Get him out of there.
I don't know who they were, but all right.
So we want to do the
doing,
fun game, and then we'll go to the other thing.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Players we wish.
Hey,
So,
let Jake introduce this segment.
This fun game of the week is a unique one. We are doing, if we were to find out that an NFL player was our real dad, what are the top 3 players we would want to be our real dad? So the order is going to go me, Hunter, Austin, and just to put it out there, the numbers don't have to make sense. It could be a rookie this season, or it could be, Arthur McGillicuddy from the 1920s.
And I would like to put it out there. I don't know if this is true for you guys, but I do love my dad, so I don't want to replace him with any of these people. This is just a hypothetical.
A made-up fantasy. Yes.
I also love my dad. If you're watching out there, Dad.
But I mean, I would also be okay if
Say
my
you love your dad.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I love my dad too.
Jesus, he watches.
But I mean, also, who knows? Maybe my dad realizes that he wants to have a husband, and this could be my second dad.
Yeah,
True.
It is 2021. Yeah.
Oh, this is no, I won't get into it. I don't want to embarrass him on the cast because I know he watches.
All right. So my number 3 is DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
Because I feel like he would let me use his really nice clothes, and he seems like a nice, chill dude.
Yeah.
A man of few words.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have a question. Does it have to be a player, or can it be an NFL personality, like a
This
person?
is players. We can do personalities too on our dads another time.
But I'm not asking.
Hey, it says players on her first word thing.
Can I pick John Gruden? Is that okay?
No.
Unacceptable.
No. Now, do we get the athletic traits from our dad?
Like I said, you find out that they're your real dad.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But I'm still doing what I'm doing.
If I can't pick John Gruden, which I wanted for my number 3, just so everybody knows, I'm going to go with Mike Ditka because he was a former.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
and you get a lifetime supply of cigars.
Yeah, and he's got a cool mustache. I just feel like Mike Ditka looks like a dad. I know recently he's gone a little senile in his old age, and I think he's been a little racist. But
I mean, what dads aren't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mike Ditka,
Jake
I
said
watched Kicking and Screaming last night.
Why?
Because he's not a player.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You watched?
Did John Gruden ever play football at any point in his life?
I don't know.
I'm sure he did. At
He's
some
never
point.
touched a ball once. No, I said I watched Kicking and Screaming last night with Mike Ditka.
Is it good?
I mean, it's the movie we remember.
Get to the Italian.
Yeah, there's some times that I laughed. Yeah.
Coming in at number 3 on my list, I'm going to go with Big Ben Roethlisberger. And I just feel like he looks like a dad, but he's probably an alcoholic and he's not there very often, but he probably buys you nice gifts for your birthday to make up for it,
Yeah.
And it'd be fun to just toss the ball around with him in the backyard. Just Big Ben. He's probably drinking beers, tossing him down, grilling, icy lights because he's losing weight.
He's probably doing icy and mango because he thinks it's good for you.
Yeah, it's got nutrients in it. I'm in the best shape of my life.
All right, Jake, who's your number 2?
Interesting pick. So my number 2 is Peyton Manning.
Ooh.
Because they are a generational family of good football players. So if I found out he was my real dad, that means somewhere locked in my genes is generational NFL talent.
Nice. Yeah.
So, Jake, no joke. My number 2 is also Peyton Manning.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys have seen the College Bowl game show he hosts, but
No.
he's really funny. Like Peyton Manning's hilarious, and I think him and Eli are gonna co-commentate a game this year, which is gonna be good. But
Nice.
yeah, and my number 2 is Peyton. Absolutely, he's a fun dude.
If that happens, there's gonna be so many like, hey, remember when old Billy down the street threw that ball
Yeah.
in the backyard?
Yeah.
And I will say his ESPN Plus show is really good too.
I haven't watched it.
Peyton's Places.
Peyton's Places does very
Oh.
well, has very tremendous ratings.
Does he go to
Coming
different
in-
places?
At number 2 on my list is Antonio Cromartie.
Jesse Brown.
You have so many siblings.
I just feel like he has a lot of experience being a dad, so he's probably good at it. And yeah,
Is it
I would,
good experience though?
I don't know, but I would have like 14 or 15, maybe 18 siblings. So that would be cool because, I never knew what it was like to have that many siblings.
Is your number 1 Philip Rivers?
No, but I do have a really nice number 1. I'll save it for you though.
Okay.
All right. So my number 1 is
Adrian Peterson.
Gronk.
Oh,
The fun
I
dad,
feel-
for sure.
I feel like if I walked up to him and said, hey, I have some pretty heavy news. Turns out I'm your real son. I feel like the biggest party would ensue. He would just
Yeah.
get a cruise ship, Jungle Cruise theme, party, and it would be like, hey, this is my son. I'd be like, hey, it would
Yeah.
be
Jake,
like,
you really like Jungle Cruise, don't you?
here's the reason.
Jake
Jungle
loves
Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Okay. And I want to see Jungle Cruise so bad because of this, and Monica refuses because of the same situation.
Jake,
So
you
we're in
should
the
have chose
mall.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Was he in the NFL?
I don't know. He was in college.
Jake, why do you like Jungle
So,
Cruise?
so here's the thing. we're in the mall maybe 2 months after moving here. They're like, hey, if you do this survey, you get like $10. I'm like, we ain't got anything going on. Sure, surveys are easy. Sit down in the dustiest room known to man. My lady is hacking up a lung, and maybe from 30 years of smoking, but probably from the dust. And she's like, all right, so what we're gonna do, we're going to watch a trailer for a movie, and you have to answer questions about it because they're trying to gauge on how it's gonna be received.
Sure.
It's Jungle Cruise. So we watched the trailer, and I'm like, okay, this looks fine. I went on the Jungle Cruise ride at Disney before. That was fun. Goes to the quiz or the survey. This is how she reads the questions. So, what are you most excited about? A, B, C, or D? I'm like, C. Dwayne the Rock Johnson love affair with Emily Blunt. She's like, all right. C, A, B, D, C, C. So she skipped to like question 6. By the end of it, it's not even like, are you excited to see the tree? She's like, are you excited? I was like, C. She's like, C, A, B, D, D, D. No. Doesn't even say the question. I'm like, okay, I'm out there in 10 minutes. Monica's guy, she watches the same thing. And he's like, question 1. What is your favorite thing about the trailer? A, seeing Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt on the screen.
So she was in there for like half an hour.
B, I waited out like literally 20 minutes. And so she's like, and to type the thing, he's like, she's like, yeah, he doesn't
He's
even
packing.
know, like, he doesn't even know like they're there and there. And he can't type fast at all. And he can like barely fucking read the shit. And my lady's just like, just get the fuck out of here.
It has nothing to do with the movie. Monica shouldn't
so
take
then-
that out on Jungle Cruise.
So then it's finally in theaters. And I was like, Monica, when the new or the trailer says like critics are raving, I'm like, we're the critics. We helped this movie come to life. Like, let's enjoy the fruits of our labor. And she's like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. We look stupid. And I'm just like,
Wow.
come on. Like, we put in that work. Like, let's finally 2 years later, we get to see it come.
Yeah.
Well, I would see Jungle Cruise with you, Jake.
Thanks, Hunter.
But my number 2 NFL player who I would want to find out was my dad.
One.
My number 1. This is because I feel like he's a really cool dude in general, and I feel like you could probably do anything you wanted with your life if any of these guys were your dad. But I think this guy, like, especially, like, I would just be able to do whatever and everybody would be like, oh, that's his kid. He can do whatever he wants. So my number one is obviously Deion Sanders.
Oh,
The Neon
fuck, that's
Deion.
so good.
Yeah.
And he
Would you
also has
get
10 kids.
Really?
Yeah. Could you
Yeah.
imagine that? Like, anybody says anything to me and I'm like, my dad is Deion Sanders.
Would you get a Jerry curl, Hunter?
I do something.
You'd be allowed to because you'd be
Well,
Deion's
and-
kid.
That's the thing. He probably still has the original files of his album. You
Yeah,
can like dissect
that'd be
the
cool.
stems and shit.
But
Yeah.
that'd be so funny, like if I just got all my mom's genes and I didn't look like Deion Sanders at all. And I'm like, my dad's Deion Sanders. And everybody's like, no, he's not. And I would, oh yeah, here's a family picture, you dick.
You're not fast at all.
I'd
It's just
have, like-
Deion, all his kids, and then Hunter.
I'd have a logic
Yo, look-
complex where all I do is like complain that I'm actually black, but I don't look like it at all.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's also
Jake, can
side
you
note,
Photoshop that picture?
please Photoshop me in a
Hunter
Deion
in
Sanders
this
family
picture.
picture. That would be awesome. Please put me in there, Jake. Please put me in there.
Hunter, do you have a picture of you at like a family reunion or
I'll
something?
find one. We'll make this happen. But side note, speaking of Logic, I listened to a little bit of his new album because even though I don't like people, I like giving him a chance. I
Yeah,
think he stole J. Cole's flow.
really?
Yeah,
I listened to his new album. I thought it was trash.
sounds exactly like J.
Yeah.
I don't really
Well,
like J. Cole either, but I respect him a lot more than Logic.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop my number one here.
Oh, that Photoshop is going to be funny.
So coming in at number one on my list is Russell Wilson.
Wow.
And-
Is Shakira would
but-
be your mom?
But hear me out now. Sierra would be
Or
in the
Sierra?
house, and I saw how he takes care of Lil Future. I know he's a good dad, and I'll be half bros with Lil Future, so I can go see Real Future every now and then.
Oh,
Get some
shit.
studio time.
In the graphic, we're gonna need to like put an asterisk that it is purely for the relationship with Future.
Yeah, well,
With
of
Lil
course.
Future.
Yeah, I don't care about Russell Wilson, but he's just such a good guy. He would understand, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when you said this, I was like, that's a little silly, but it turned out to be a good one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do
fuck
more
it.
silly ones like this.
Imagine Sierra just whipping you up some breakfast sometime.
And that's the thing.
know?
Depending on what mom you pick, she could be your stepmom.
Yeah.
And you know how that ends up.
Yeah. I've seen enough videos on the internet to know.
There's proof. You can find
Yeah. Yeah. And I would be pretty happy with that situation.
Oh,
To be Eskimo bros with Future, you know?
and still half bros a baby Future.
And Russell's probably on the road a lot, so I'd have a lot of opportunity to get in
I'm still just
Huh?
looking at this Deion Sanders family picture. Jake,
Yeah.
you have to put me like right over the old lady, the grandma on the bottom right.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
like right behind her.
Or if you can somehow get me behind like the young girl and the baby, but in front of Dion and his wife.
yeah.
So it looks like I'm like right in the middle.
I feel like you could fit between his wife and that one kid with the dreads. Like there's a nice
Oh,
open hole
behind.
there.
Yeah.
Just me.
'Cause
in
you're
the
probably
back.
just about as tall as she
Hunter,
is.
you have a similar jawline to his wife. She could pull off as your
Yeah.
mom. And your hair too is very similar.
We'll see. I'll send you some pics, Jake. But that was a good one. So now, everybody's newest favorite segment, the All BFF team. Today, we're doing the defensive line, and we have decided that we are a 4-3 defense. So we're gonna have 2 ends and 2 tackles. What do you guys want to start with?
Let's go just end, tackle, end. Right down
Okay.
the line.
Because I have a controversial thing to say about the tackles. There's somebody I absolutely don't want on the team, who I feel like probably should be on the team, but I don't want him on the team.
Okay.
So let's go over the first end.
And I also, again, did not do left and right.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
I
So,
feel like our guys are good enough where they can be interchangeable.
Yeah.
so my first D end is Khalil Mack.
Oh,
Khalil Mack. Interesting.
Jake, I feel like
Is that it?
you might get overruled here, buddy.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh,
So I think there's an obvious pick for end. I think we want Chase Young on the team.
Yeah, I
think
want
he's
Chase
gonna
I
Young.
didn't even think about him. Fuck.
Chase Young fucked someone up last year, made them fumble, grabbed the ball while running full speed like a fucking predator missile.
So Jake,
Through the
can we
ends.
agree that Chase Young
Oh
is that
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Okay, and is he right or left? Probably right, I would imagine.
You want him on the
Whatever
right,
you
so
guys
he's
want.
or no, you want him on. Do we want him on the left, so he's coming off the right
I
tackle?
feel like
who's
we want him
quite
on the
big?
right because he's probably our speed guy.
We'll put him over there.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter because the other guy's gonna be. Pretty good
We're
too.
having an attacking defense. I'm sure it's gonna change looks at sometimes.
Yeah.
But okay, so Jake, keep Khalil Mack in mind. But let's go over the tackles. I'll say
Yeah,
it
'cause
right now.
out of the two that I have, Khalil Mack is my one. So I could replace my second guy with Chase Young.
Okay, well,
How I feel?
hopefully your two is Austin and I's one because I know we have the same next one.
Yeah.
But all right, the ends. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't want Aaron Donald on the team.
I also
think-
didn't even think about him either.
Yeah, I think Aaron Donald is the perennial like number one guy. Obviously, he's an all-pro. I don't think he needs any more shine. I don't want him on the team.
And I think he's too tiny to be on our defensive line.
Yeah, I think there's an obvious choice for one. We talk about him all the time. That's Big Dick Chris Jones.
He's the reason why we did this podcast in the first place.
Yeah.
So we are forever in debt.
Jake, do you agree, Chris Jones?
Yeah, I just feel like I forgot half the fucking league.
I mean, the boy's dick is on the turf every play. Like he's playing balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And you just gotta respect his grind, dude.
Austin,
I've never
can you-
seen such a large human being.
Can you send that picture to me so I can cut her out?
Yeah, you. Let's see.
You can't like I can't save stuff from my phone from the dock for some reason.
All right.
No.
But okay, so the D tackle 2, I am up in the air on. I don't know because I didn't even really think we were gonna have a second one. So Jake, who's on your list for this?
So my two tackle spots, I got Ndamukong Suh, but I also have Vita Vea.
Okay.
Vita
Now
Vea.
I think-
Austin.
Yeah,
I
go
know
ahead. Go ahead.
you, Austin. I know Fletcher Cox is one of yours.
Yeah, but I also have another one.
Who's your other one?
And this one may be a little bit controversial, but I want Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line.
I don't want Jeffrey Simmons. I like Jeffrey Simmons a lot coming out of college. Don't like him anymore.
He's
'Cause
a beast.
He's
a
real
beast
good
in the NFL, dude.
He's real good. But how we've been doing this list, Jake, my number 2 was Vita Vea.
Wow.
So I don't know if
I would be
means-
happy to have
I'm
Smo and Flo.
I'm fine with Vita Vea on there because that boy made a pretty big difference last year. He's
Okay.
he's good.
I'm glad we can agree on that with Vita Vea. And he's got room to grow. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jake says Khalil Mack. I get Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack's awesome.
Khalil Mack is officially listed as a linebacker. I know he plays at 340. He's not a defensive end, is all I'm saying.
We're not picking Khalil Mack. Huffy, don't worry about it. So,
So, well, my second homie, I'll just
yeah,
unveil is TJ Watt.
he's a linebacker.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Fuck your
All right.
takes, Jake. We're going with Myles Garrett. He's sculpted like a Greek god. He's fast as hell. He's 6'5", 270. He smacks
So-
quarterbacks in the heads with their own helmets.
So I had the first N that I typed out was Myles Garrett, and then I erased it and put Khalil Mack.
Wow. All right, so
I'm
that's good
absolutely
enough.
Okay with that.
Cool. Well, that went well. I like this D line. It's nasty. It's big.
I think I saw a stat last year that Myles Garrett had like 9 sacks through the first 7 games, then he got hurt. So like this year with the 17 games, he could break the sack record if he goes crazy.
Myles Garrett is probably the only player in the NFL who could realistically contend with Aaron Donald for being like the best player.
Well, Chase Young will pretty soon if he keeps it up.
Yeah, making this team, if for some reason football were to be in the Olympics, we would murder people.
We would
Like,
destroy them.
We would have to give the commission our list and be like, guys, we already made it for you.
Yeah. Save yourself some time and just go ahead.
Yeah.
Like we're
It's like,
picking all
just-
young dudes who would definitely want to play. Well, except for like Trent Williams and Jason Kelsey, but
Well, the offensive line, the age doesn't matter as much.
true. And there's young guys we could sub in there.
Yeah, we could put
like, there
Ronnie
have to be
Stanley.
countries that don't have people this big. There
Oh,
has to be.
100%.
Just strictly for like food availability. Like, there's no way that you have a Chris Jones looking dude in some of these
There-
countries.
But they're like exiled to live in a cave because people are scared of them.
If you go to
Yeah,
like
they aren't allowed to compete in the Olympics.
if you go to like Kenya or like Japan, there's nobody the size of these people.
Well,
I don't
maybe
These
know.
people-
You have sumo guys.
You got sumo guys, but are they
maybe
as
like Taiwan
fast?
or something.
Yeah, they're not the athletes that these guys are.
I agree, Jake. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to put together a very hossy Taiwanese football.
You can have trouble.
I don't know if that's racist. I hope it's not, but
I don't think so.
I think it's just patriotic that we think like that.
Yeah, I
Little
don't think
xenophobic.
so.
But all right, I think that's all we got for this week.
It may be one kind of ist. I just don't know which one it is.
I think we're on a hot streak of episodes, boys. The last two are pretty good. We should clip some of these. Start getting
Yeah.
famous,
Oh no, I'll clip
Yeah,
this
this was a
one
very
up.
fun.
This was a
very
good
fun
one.
episode.
Yeah. All right.
What happened to Bull? He fell through.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm able to do it last week," and I was like, "Oh, we're skipping this week." And he's like, "Ah, fuck."
We'll
So-
get him eventually. We'll get him eventually.
Yeah,
We'll get- We'll get Huffy when he moves to Tallahassee. We'll get our Seminoles correspondent.
Yeah, we'll get Huff to go down and get some footage.
But until then, I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Find us on YouTube where you found us, Instagram at Pro Football Focus, and Twitter, which we don't use at Pro Football Focus with 1L.
We'll start using it, I'm sure.
You guys have to put your hands in front of your face because I crop off the left and right sides.